got the hood up, and you can see I got my big 2x6 holding up the hood because it looks like the support thing is missing. So I'm gonna go get one from the probably junkyard. I'll see how much one costs from the dealership. You know, and I don't like this because it's very dangerous, especially if something happens and wood come down. I mean, the hood is light and all. So what we're gonna do? Taking off the hood. I mean, you ain't got to do this job, but I'm taking it off. All right, the first thing we do, we got a ground strap right over here, and that looks like about a 5/16 or an 8mm. So it's got my I got my 8mm deep 3/8 drive. Whoops, got that the wrong way, man. I'm tightening that up. Mixing it up. All right, and what you want to do here is I'm gonna start teaching you guys. When you take something off like that, put the screw back in there. So that way you don't got a bucket full of bolts and all that, you know, so you know exactly where it goes. The next thing we got 4 bolts, 4 nuts holding in the look, check out my cart. My neighbor scraps, so they got this little food cart. So I got this cart and I put me a piece of wood inside, and I'm making it in my cart. I'm gonna paint it up. It's gonna be cool. All right, what we got here? We got a 13mm deep 3/8 drive, and we got our 4 nuts, 2 on that side and 2 on that side. Well, first I'm gonna do is disconnect this hose right here. This is for our wipers. Just pull that off just like that. Lay it down to the side. All right, now these are adjustments. So what I like to do is when I take them off, I like to put them in the exact spot. You can see where the paint gonna be missing at, and that's how I know how to go to an alignment. All right, so let's get this hooked up. 13mm deep 3/8 drive. You see that mark right there I'm talking about? So when I go to put this hood back, I know exactly where this is going to go. All right, let's go this side. All right, now what I'm going to do here is take those 4 out, and I'm going to let the hood rest down slowly. I'm going to set you up here because I'm going to need to hold this. All right, here we go. Now watch me do this. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now what I'm gonna do here, I'm holding the hood up, taking my 2x6 out. I don't need that. Then I gotta play Superman. So what I do is hold like this. Pick the hood up, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do with the hood down. What I'm gonna do is set it over here. Let me show you where I set it at. I should have prepared for that. What I did, I set it up in my trailer because I didn't want the points to hit into the ground or anything. So I set it up just like that. And what I'm gonna do is go over here and get the four nuts and put them up there. And when I lay, look at that, man. Look at all that room I got now. And I'm gonna lay that down a little bit better. All right, be right back. All right, set our hood over there. Got our nuts on it. Look at this room we got here. Yeah, we're digging this. All right, the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna remove this cover right here in this shield because I'm doing the water pump. Now you don't have to remove this if you're not doing the water pump, but I'm going to be doing the water pump, so I need to get down better to those bolts down there for the power steering pump and all. So we got 4 7mm bolts right there. Let's get those out. And I'm using a 7mm deep 3/8 drive with my air ratchet. Alright, let's get those 4 out and we'll be right back. Alright, we got our 4 screws out. Now, what you want to do is just pick up on this grill. Because what happens is, see these little hooks right there? One on each side. They hook right up into two little slots on there, on the vehicle itself. And there you go. Now what we're going to do is, as I told you before, take your screws that you took out, and we're going to set them back where we took them out at. See how it is? So you know exactly where all your screws. Now sometimes you won't be able to do that, but at least you won't have all of them out like that. So let's put these back and get that grill over set to the side. Right back. Okay, we got our screws in there. Now the next thing we got to do is we got to remove this like radiator support. This is what holds down the radiator, and if you're doing the radiator, if you're ever doing the radiator on one of these cars, this is what you're going to have to take off. All right, so what we got here, first we're going to see this weather stripping right here going around. So what we do is just pull this up, lay it to the side somewhere, get that out of your way. The next thing, you have two, let's look about a 13mm sockets. You know? Well, yes, they are. I don't know why I'm grabbing a 12. You know what? Let's set you up better this way. I'm going to put the camera in a better position, and I'll be right back. Okay. Now, we got two 13mm bolts right here. And in the back of here, there's two washers. So we're going to make sure when you take this loose, you do not take out those washers, okay? And then, down here, looks like a 10mm, and it doesn't look like, I'm not sure if there's washers into that, but what we're going to do is, let's set you up on our, set you up right here. There we go. Alright. And what I have here is a 13mm deep socket, and I'm using my air gun, and I got a reducer, 1/2 inch to 3/8. I'm going here, take one of them out, and see a little washer, like a little spacer, that's right between there. So make sure you put that back. I'm gonna go over here and do the other one. Okay. Now we can just lean this down to the side. And also pay attention. You see how we got the markings right there. So don't clean that up. That's your alignment. Just like on here. You see where it's at. That's your alignment. So what we're going to do is put our washer back on the bolts. We're going to put them back in there. Okay. Now let's get our 10mm. And I got a 10mm deep. Still using my air gun. And let's just buzz that off. Okay. Just move that a little bit. Take the sensor off. Lay that down. And now, let's see, is that a 13 or 12? That is a 12mm. So, get my 12mm socket right here. Go down a little bit. 12mm deep. Buzz that right out of there. See that? That bolt? So what we're going to do, let that hang out just like that. Put our bolt back on there, in there, and take our nut and put it on there also. That part is done. The next thing, see these 10mm bolts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, and pay attention to it. It's weird. I'm not sure why they got this, but see, this one's like a Torx, and a regular bolt head. But over here, they have a regular bolt head, a Torx, and a regular bolt head. But we're going to use a 10 on all 3, all 6. So I'm going to get my air gun again. Got my 10mm deep, 3/8 drive. Put up there, and we're gonna go over here and get these first. Two, three. And I noticed the one at the bottom, I noticed was really small. Probably don't even matter. Let's go over here. Get our other three. Alright, once you got that whole piece picks right up. Alright, so we're gonna go put this on our trailer. But what we're gonna do here is take all our bolts that we took out and put them right back in there. Just like I said, so in that way we do not lose them. Alright? So let's put our bolts back in there. You can see our radiator. If we're doing our radiator, it'll come out, it's coming out right now. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, we're good to go. You know, guys, you know me, I got a bad habit of trying things that I shouldn't be trying. You know, and I'm you're gonna dig this, because I'm looking like people, everybody, you know, it's a very difficult job to get in here and do all this stuff. So I'm like, you know what? What happens if I remove the fender? You know, in the fender well. Because that's all I'm looking at. I see a bolt right here. I see 10mm bolts up here. And maybe even the wheel well and all. You know, if I do that, I think I'll be able to see a whole bunch. I'm not sure what the heck is in there. But I'm like digging that. I mean, are you digging that? Because you know, Astro, we get down. We do stuff like that, and I personally don't care. I think I'm gonna try that. I should not be doing this, but dig it. We're gonna do that. So before we go any further, I know you like, what? There's no way he's gonna do that. Oh, come on, they're gonna do this out here now. Look at my keeper. They're seeing me. All right. So before we do that, let's jack this car up and get this on this side, and we get it up on a jack stand, and we're gonna pull this wheel off. All right? That's right. Ashley's about to go cruiser on this. We'll be right back. All right, I changed my mind real quick. I got the car jacked up, got it up on jack stands, and I pulled this little panel down here. Look, and yeah, I see nothing but frame. This ain't gonna work. I quit. I ain't doing this job. I'm out of here. Nah, let me stop. All right. We got the car jacked up, got it up on jack stands. The next thing we're going to do is remove the tire. And while I'm here, shake it to see how the tie rods are, which is good. Okay, we got 19mm or 3/4 inch bolts up there. Lug nuts. Yep. Alright, let's get them off and get them tires off. Get that tire off. Right back. Alright, we got our lugs off. Take our tire off. Tell this car been sitting a while, and just as before, so we don't lose them, we're gonna put our lug nuts all back on. Okay, how's it doing so far, guys and girls? So far pretty easy to follow, everything good? Good. Alright. Here we go. There's the front of the engine right there. Yeah, look at that. Alright. The next thing we're going to do. See this little cover right here? Just want to pop that off. I want to get a screwdriver, it'd be easier. Okay. And you got a ground strap here. And this is actually broken. Look at this. This is supposed to be right here. Check this out. You see this ground strap? This is something a lot of guys and a lot of people won't tell you. When you're seeing these videos, is that this ground strap is actually helping for the wheel bearing. Because if that ground strap is not there, it will make your wheel bearings go faster. Check that out. I haven't learned that. So we're going to have to fix that. So what we're going to do now, I guess we can just leave it hanging up there for now. And we're going to put this to the side. And matter of fact, let's get to it and get some sockets over here so we can start taking it apart down at the bottom, bareback. Okay, here we go at the bottom of the engine. Let's see if we make sure you can just see that bolt over there. All right, here we go. Now what we're gonna do now is we're gonna remove this mount right here. So we got these bolts. We got an 18mm right there. So I'm gonna get my, where's my 18mm? Dang it, where's my adapter? All right, I'm using my 1/2" drive air gun, a 1/2" to 3/8 drive adapter, 18mm deep. Pop it on. Get my air gun. Now you don't have to worry about anything. The motor might shift a little bit, but as long as you keep this in here, that bolt right there, leave that in there for now. All right, so let's go back down here on bolt. All right, gonna leave that bolt in there for now. Next, we got a 15 over here. Now I'm gonna try to see if I can, probably can't get in there with my air gun. So I'm using my 15mm with my 3/8 drive ratchet. Get you this way. Okay. I'm gonna take the nut off, and then up here got another 15. All right, let's loosen that up. We'll swing that to the side. I mean, or if you want, you can take it out and all. In fact, let's just take it out and get it out of the way. All right, now what I'm gonna do with this up here, what I'm gonna do here is swing that to the side over here. I'm gonna put that back into place, just like that, just out of the way. All right, now down here, I noticed we just had a washer that came out of here. So remember, it was the nut, it was the washer, then that other brace bar, and then that. It looks like we got another 18mm here, which is gonna suck because I want to be able to get that out with the gun. So maybe I'll just go using the, you know what, forget that. Let me get in the front of this vehicle and manhandle this. I'm gonna manhandle this thing. I'm gonna use my 3/8 drive. Now I can probably get a swivel and get in there. But heck with it. Let's do it this way. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, we got the big bolt in the front. I'm gonna set that right back in there, just like that. And then we got this one over here. And I'm gonna put my washer and the nut back on it. Take our mount out and set it down, put it back in right there. Now this is the good time to check your mount. You can see this one's all busted, so we're going to be replacing that one. We're going to be getting a new one. So let's set this to the side and we'll be right back. Okay, before we continue, I'm going to show you something over here. We got our trailer over here, and you can use any kind of spot in the yard. And here's the other parts I took off. That's not the radiator, that's some other car did radio on. Get rid of it. Alright, let's move this junk out. This is what you call the party line. From the beginning of the trailer to the end. As I take off parts, I'm going to start laying them down. The next part is going to go right here. And I'm going to keep going in line, so when I go to put everything back together, I just start from the end of the line, work my way out, work my way back. All right. Dang Mustang. That's the car that's racing Eric, the car guy. We got a race going on. As soon as I finish the Mustang, we racing. You can talk to him. You can verify it. But Mustang gonna jump all over that Fairmont. It's gonna be fun. Eric's a cool guy. All right. Let's set this camera up, and we'll be right back. All right. Back up to the top. Next thing we're gonna do, because we're gonna get this other mount out of here. But in order to get that mount out, we gotta get that AC lines out the way. If your AC is working, take it to a shop and have them evacuate the system, or it's 134A. You can let it out a little bit yourself. A lot of guys do that. Let it out and just get it. Do not breathe that stuff in. Start letting that stuff out. Get the heck out of Dodge. All right. This system, I know she said her AC didn't work. So what I'm gonna do is just to test it to see if you're not sure. Get you a screwdriver. Remove this port right here and just stick down. Yeah, that's an empty system, so I ain't even got to worry about this. Put our cap back on. And what is this right here? I think it's supposed to be right there. Broke off. All right, swing that to the side. All right, so we got 2 nuts right there that we need to take off. It looks like about a 13 millimeter, so let's get down here and set out. We can get our tools from under here. 13. Let's see. Okay, 1 and 2. Alright, let's get me a socket and I'll be right back. Alright, I got me a 3/8 drive ratchet, 12-inch 3/8 drive extension with a 13 millimeter deep socket. And what I want to do is go in here, loosen one. Loosen both of them up. Take them off by hand. There might be a little bit of pressure still in there, so you just loosen them up a little bit, and so that. Okay, and get our bottom one, and we're gonna swing both of those over to the side. Now pay attention. You notice there's 2 washers in here and all that. Just leave them right, just like that. All right, now we're gonna get us a mechanic's wire or any kind of wire. And what we're gonna do is take these and tie them over here to the side, to the intake or to the hose or something, to make sure they're out of our way. Matter of fact, we could actually let's leave them just like that, because we still gotta get down there for those power steering bolts. So we're gonna leave them just like that. The 2 nuts we took off, both of them are the same size. Let's put them right back up here. Like that, and we're good to go. Be right back. All right, we are moving right along. Let's get this out of the way. What the heck is that? That's right. We gotta get some new stuff in there. The next we're gonna do is remove this mount right here. And before we do, you know what? What's this? Let's get this ground wire out of the way. That's a 10 millimeter. So what I'm gonna use here is my 10 millimeter deep 3/8 half-inch drive to 3/8 drive reducer. Get my air gun over here. Alright, make sure you can see that. Get that 10 millimeter out of the way. Move it to the side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hang it up somewhere so I know it's there, because if it drops down, I might forget it. Let's put our bolt back into place. Move on to the next step. Be right back. Alright, we got this mount. What we have is an 18 millimeter bolt, and we have 2 15 millimeter bolts. And what I'm gonna do is use my adapter here. I'm gonna get my 15s first. And remember, the engine will drop, but I ain't gotta worry about it. Don't have to worry about it, because we still got that bolt right there in there. All right. So we got 2 15s. I'm using a 15 millimeter deep. one. So the engine just completely shifted. That's two. Get the bolts out of here. I'm gonna set them right there for now. Both of them are the same size. Now let's get our 18. Get our 18mm on. Look at that. Look at that. Kid is bad. And what we're gonna do to get this out, we're gonna slide this forward to under the fender and then pick it right out. Alright? And you can see this one's busted too. So that mount is even busted. We're gonna be replacing that one as well. Dang it. Now we're all busted. Alright, now what we're gonna do is let's take our 18mm long one. Let's set that back in there. And our two 15mm. Let's set them back in there. Okay. Now we go and put this to our party line. Alright, right back. Alright, what we have here, we're going to remove this bracket right here. And what we have is three 18mm bolts holding this bracket on. Two is right up under this level right here. And watch where I put this. One, and then right below it, there's another one. These bolts are pretty tight, all right? And then we got one way down in there. The first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna loosen them up because I know they're kind of tight. So what I got here is my 18mm 3/8 drive with my ratchet. And I'm gonna get this ratchet into there. Just to break that. Okay. I broke that loose. So now I can probably go in there with my other ratchet. Alright. Let's go in there. There we go. See that? Perfect fit. Got it. Now these other two are kind of difficult because those, because they're so far, this one I might be able to get to, but what I want, let me see, I might be able to get this. You definitely want something with a lot of leverage on it. Oh, that one is kind of loose. Let's see if our bottom one is. You know, this sometimes bites. Okay, there we go. Okay, got it. Alright, now that I got that loose, let's get our air ratchet and buzz it all out. Be right back. Alright, got my 3/8 drive ratchet. Go in here. There it is, right back there. Alright. There we go. Okay, got one. Let's set this to the side. Reach down in, get our next one. Wherever it's at. Dang it. I ain't got no color. Dang it, look at that. It's on the same spot. Dang it, what the heck? Alright, we got 2. Now for the next one, I'm going to use my shallow 18. Put this back up here. And let's see if I can get in there with my air action. If I can't, then oh well. It's right there. And that one happens to be a bolt. Alright, so we got it set up here. Let's see if this comes out. There it is. Now what we gotta do is to swing this over. What I'm gonna do here is unplug this vacuum line. Yeah, look at it holding some vacuum. And we're gonna unplug this. And you see unplug this, you see that little tab right there? You bring that back. That should be enough. If not, you're gonna have to take that out. So get your flat screwdriver. It don't matter if you put this back or not. So you just want to push that out of there. And squeeze this tab right there and unplug it. And what we're gonna do is get this to out of here. Get this vacuum line out of the way and swing that right out to the side like that. And if you want, you can unbolt it, get it fishtail, put it up on, get it under that line right there. All right, let's get all this out of the way. And look at that. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. I can dig it. Here's that ground wire. Let's put this one on there so we can know. Alright, now let's get our jack and a piece of wood. Definitely a block of wood. Do not go with this with just a regular jack. We're going to jack up the engine, and the oil pan is made out of aluminum. If you use that jack on that aluminum, when you go jack it up, there's a good chance that you're going to put a big hole right in that oil pan. Trust me, I have done it. So, trust me. So we'll get a block of wood, nice sized piece of wood, get it up under the engine with our jack to hold this engine in place. I'll be right back. All right, we got our jack to the front of the car. We got me a nice 2x6. And what you want to do is, again, this oil pan is aluminum. Do not go up against that oil pan, please. So we're going to set our jack right there. Put a nice size piece of wood. Jack it up. Just like that. Alright. And what we're going to do is just pick it up and watch the engine. Just enough, just a little bit. All right, so now that's in the place. Oh, you know what? While we're here, these bolts, let's put them back into place. And now you can see where they are. You can see like that. They're holding that bracket on. One. Okay, and then we got our bolt, which is going right there. See, we don't got no bolts hanging around. Look, none on the cart. Everything is good. You know, that's the way you want it. All right, next, let's get that center bolt out. Let's get our piece of cardboard. Slash mat. And let's get that bolt out right there. I'll be right back. All right, here we are, down here at the bottom. The next thing we're going to do is remove this bolt right here, because this bolt is going into that bracket right here. See this? It's going into it. So that's why we was able to remove the mounts and not worry about anything. But now that we're removing that, we had to jack that up. All right. So what you got to do here is get you a 55 millimeter, 55 Torx socket. Let's see if we can get a bit better. There we go. A 55 Torx. And this one is 3/8 drive. And I'm using my 1/2-inch drive, the 3/8 drive adapter. And you want to make sure it's in there good when you're hitting it, because it can strip those out. There we go. Bolt is out. Let's put this bolt. Now, this is one bolt that's not going to be going back anytime. Well, once we get the bracket out, I guess we can do it. So we're going to set this bolt right up there. Now we got that out. So our engine now, as you can see, moves around freely. So what we need to do now is we're going to jack our engine up as high as we can go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Looking good. Looking real good. Now, we got to remove the bolts out of this bracket. We got one in there and one in there. And it looks like, feels like an 18 millimeter. Let's verify that. Nope, we got to get us a shallow because that ain't going to work. Where's our shallow? There we go. Alright, let's see here. No. No. So, fill up a lot of room, so let's try a 15. Let's try a 15. That's it. It's a 15. Let me get our harness out of the way so we can get in there with our 3/8 drive ratchet, just so we can break this loose. Alright, so let's get our swivel ratchet. Hook this up. Alright. I'm pretty sure these bolts are going to be tight. Okay. Hey, that wasn't too bad. Alright, we got one. Let's go to one over here. I'm hoping it's just two. That's not. No, it's not two. And yep, gotta drop down, and there's another one underneath. So let's get these two bolts out, and we'll be right back. All right, we got the two bolts on the top. You can see this one. I have to produce the frame. Hopefully that come out here. And this one you can take out completely. That's a long bolt. Dang it. All right. So what we're gonna have to do here is get this one back in there, because now what we're going to do is lower this engine down and try to get to the other one. So let's lower it down. Alright, let's see, can we get to that? Can we get to it, or is it a third one? That sucks. There it is right there. Man, you gotta be kidding me, man. You know what? You do gotta be kidding me. So, you know what we're gonna do, guys and girls? What we're gonna do here is, let's take off this belt. Let's see, where's our two tensioners? I want to get that out of there so bad. But what we're gonna have to do is actually remove this harmonic balancer. Then we'll be able to get that one with no problem. Which sucks. You know, how can they do this to me? How? I'm astral, damn it. Alright, so let's see here. We got our tension. Looks like we got a tensioner. Yep, right here. So let's see, that looks like about a 14 or 15. Let's get that and we'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Now what you want to do is get you a 15mm wrench. Let's look up here. Get this. There's our tension right there. You want a 15mm wrench. Put it on there, and we're gonna go like we're tightening it. See that? And while you're tightening it, you take the belt right off. This part I ain't gonna be able to do with one hand. I'll try to do it one hand to show you. Okay, let's see right here. Okay, take the belt off. And that's it. Take that belt off. So you ain't gotta worry about that one no more. And there's our bolt right there. But we ain't done yet. We got an alternator belt put on. Now the alternator belt, we gotta loosen up to loosen up the alternator. We got a bolt right here. And we gotta get it, and then we'll go to the top. So now I can probably use a wrench and all, but it'll probably mess my hands up. So what we're gonna do here is use a 15mm deep socket 3/8 drive, and then we're gonna use a 12-inch 3/8 drive extension, just like that, and our 3/8 drive ratchet. And it looks like this was actually already loose. People don't tighten up stuff. So, we loosen it up. Now let's go to the top. Right back. Alright, here we are at the top. You can see our alternator right down there. And what we got here, we're going to use a 15mm wrench. And that, the nut right in the front. Right there. Just loosen that. If you got a speed wrench, this would be good for a speed wrench. And you might be able to you get a ratchet in there also. I'm just using a wrench. And you want to make sure that's nice and loose. Reach down there with my hand. Yep. Alright, now you got that loose. Your adjustment is right there. So what I'm going to do here is use a 13mm speed wrench. And let's see which way am I going on this thing. And I'm going like I'm loosening it. Turning really loose. Can I just loose my hand? Wow, I am turning out my hand. So let's take our wrench out of here. Let's see if I can. You might not be able to be turning it by hand. I don't know. Depends on where you live and the rust. So we're just going to keep turning that by hand, and we're actually loosening up the alternator. And remember, to do this is counterclockwise. Like you're loosening something up. Alright, let's see if that's enough. You can go up under here. There we go. There's our alternator belt. There's our alternator belt. Alright, now I'm not gonna put this on this. I'm not gonna put this on the trailer because I don't want it to get wet and all. So I'm gonna put this inside the car. We're gonna set it up underneath. For now. Right now, we got that off. Now we're going to make sure we got our engine all the way down. And next we're going to remove the bolt for the harmonic bouncer. So, let's go over here. And, well, it's not that one, so. Let's put this back. Look, about a 19mm. And it is. Let's get our 1/2-inch drive gun. Okay. Let's get it hooked up. Let's buzz this out. There we go. Now, let's set this to the side. there with the other 2 bolts. And we need a special tool to remove this harmonic balancer. Alright, so let's go get the tool and I'll show you. And I just got this tool just for this job because I was tired of going to AutoZone and renting it. I mean, it's free, but I wanted it on my own. Alright, and I'm going to show you what I got. And this is my first time using it, so we're going to see how it works. Be right back. Alright, here we go, guys and girls. This is what I got. It's called Performance Tool Harmonic Balancer Puller. Compact. All right. Let me see how much we paid for this. Hold on, let me back. All right, we went to Amazon. Bought this for $40-something. It was like $42 or something. You know, and everybody else was like $75 for the OEM number. So, hey, give it a try. So you can actually use this video as a review also. Alright, let's open this thing up. By the time I'm showing you everything, we got a job to do. Alright, there we go. Okay, just in case you want to know, it's Performance Tool, part number W89712. Alright. There it is. Let's even show you how to put it in there. Alright, let's get that. Oh yeah, look at that, man. That's just, feels pretty heavy duty. The pins slide out. Yeah, just like that. The pins will slide out. And you can put them back in. Alright. So, let's get this. It's supposed to be down here. That's supposed to be right here. That's supposed to be right there. And we got our bolt. Alright. We'll be right back. Okay, here we are back at the harmonic balancer, and the first thing we're gonna need to do is, in this kit they have these little rods. You want to make sure you put one in there, it sticks out about that much or so. Another one, because I think the other one might be, this one might be too short. You can see that, so we're gonna put that in right there. That's so as we're pulling up against it, as it's pulling up against, it's pulling on the inside of the crank, pushing up against the inside of the crank, so it can pull that off. The next thing we're going to do is get our 3 jaws puller. And you can actually get in there, put your jaws in there just like that. Get our bolt. Now this bolt has a hole right in the center, and that's gonna, that rod is gonna go right in there. Make sure those jaws stay, make sure them jaws hook up on those, make sure them jaws stay hooked up on that puller, on that pulley, until it's nice and tight, just like that. Alright, now that we got that, you see this right here? This one outer edge right here? That's a 15/16 wrench. So I'm going to put my 15/16 wrench up against there. Because you're going to brace that into place. Alright, now we're going to get a bolt to go up there. And let's see what size that is. Okay, that one's a 3/4. So what I'm going to do is use my 3/4 inch and my 1/2 inch of 3/8 drive adapter, and I got my 1/2 inch drive wrench. And what you're going to do is start tightening that up. Now, as you're tightening that up, that's going to pull that gear right out. Okay, so make sure that is holding over there. It looks like my other one over here is not really grabbing, so let me get that. Oops, dang it, battery's going dead. Dang it, hold on, be right back. Alright, got me a fresh battery in there. Honestly, I don't like the way this tool is, like it's not really grabbing these things, and I ain't liking that, man. I ain't liking that at all. Those things should have been a lot. Them teeth, them claws should have been a lot better, more longer, like, or something. All right, let's try this again. I'm gonna try to hold the wrench in place. I think it's moving. Okay, I'm about to give you a thumbs down. Alright, now that I got it moving, let's see if I can use my air gun. 19mm. I'm tightening. Let's see. Look at that. Alright. This tool did some justice. Look at that. This tool is cool. Took it right off. I like that, man. I am digging this. I dig that tool. Alright. I'm going to put this tool back up because I'm not going to need it no more. Again, definitely, it's worth it. It worked. Worked good too. Held right in there. Be right back. Alright, got our harmonic balancer off. Next, let's go back up under here. And there's that bolt there. What size is that? Like a 15? 14. Let's try 15. Okay, what I got here is a 15mm speed wrench, or ratchet wrench, they want to call it. You see now you got off and on this side. You want to make sure the flat side is closest to that, so you can make sure you get enough up there. And I like these because it's got to get some leverage on this. There we go. Alright, now that we got that, we'll just loosen it up because now this engine is resting on this mount now. So now we're gonna pick this engine up just a little bit, just to get it off of that. Okay. So let's go over here. Make sure our wood is still everything in place. Let's jack this engine up just enough to get it off of that. Go back up under here, and let's see if it's loose enough to take it out by hand. Of course not. I hope that's the only bolt in there. That would suck if there was more. Let's get this belt out of our way. Alright. Go back up there with our 15. Alright, I'm going to take this bolt all the way out. Oh, wait a minute. I was about to say I'll be back, but it looked like it was really loosening up. At least it looks like it was. Dang it, man. Can't get it in. You know, why did they put a bolt right here, man? Why? Dang it. See, I don't have no patience, man. I sit there with that ratchet wrench all the time. Okay, let's try my other hand. Okay. See, that bolt ain't coming all the way out like that. That's some bull. That's some bull dookie. Alright, let's see. This bracket, can this bracket move now? Or do I got something else holding it that I don't know about? That I'm be. What the heck? Oh, dang it. That's the power steering. Dang it. I forgot. I almost forgot about that. This bracket ain't going nowhere. Because that bracket is also bolted to the power steering. And we got. Let's jack this up. Alright, you look down here, you got 3 bolts. 1, 2, and 3 that's holding onto the power steering for that bracket. So, let's get us a, how are we going to do this? Let's get us a 13mm deep with our 3/8 drive ratchet. Let's do a test fit to make sure it gets down in there. Yes, it does. Alright. Let's hook it up. Alright. Let's go down there. And you can see our bolts down there. Let's get them out. Tight in there. Okay. It should be almost all the way out. Let's see here. There's our bracket is loose. Let's make sure, you know what? Let's take those two get those 2 bolts out of there. If it's just the 2 that's holding it in, and we can leave that 3rd one alone. Alright, I left them in there just like that, and I think we could have left, we're going to leave that one in there. Let's see, now we got to work this bracket out of here, and we got our bolt that's in here. Get our bolt out of here. This one is you see the bolt right there, right? You see me having all that there. Oh man. need to bring it out just enough to get over that wiring harness, just like that. Okay, that's one. Man, if this engine can go, this engine would have to go up a lot higher to clear that. A lot higher. Let's see if we can. Dang it, this thing kind of high. Get this whole thing out of place. There we go. Look at that. I guess we got to make sure that thing is high enough to mount right there. Alright, there's another one. That's number 2, same size. Alright. So we got this one that one way at the bottom. And look how close I am. Wow. Okay, almost. Almost. Dang it. Got it. 3 of them. That long. Boy, this thing ain't playing around, is it? You know what? Let's get this. Let's see if we sit up against this top cover or something. No. Go a little bit more. Guys, this thing sucked. You have to jack that engine up till its max, till it can't go no more. Let me see what the heck. Let me see something here. Oh, it's still going there. You have to jack that thing up to its max. And it's just those 2 bolts on that power steering. Alright, what we're going to do is bring this over to the party line. And set this down. Oh. And what I'm actually going to do, let's get our bolts. Our 3 bolts that go in there. And our center mount that torques. And put that right in there. Be right back. Alright, back over here. And we know all these are the same size. Put them just like that, and we got that one center one right there that torques. That's out of the way. Again, that engine has to be jacked up as high as it can go to get that out. You saw I have a hard time getting that out. I probably could have made it a little easier if I took the front of this cover, but I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. Speaking of this cover, what do we got here? We got, looks like about either 8mm or 10mm bolts. 8mm. And what I have is an 8mm deep. And we got 1, 2, and number 3 is right here. So let's get our ratchet and take them out. Be right back. Alright, here we are. Got my air ratchet, 3H drive, and I got an 8mm deep socket, 3H drive, or you can use a 5/16. I'm going to go up under here, get this first one right there. Alright, that's going to fall. Let me put the camera down for a second. Oh, there it is. Alright. Number 2. And number 3 is right down there. Alright, let's take those 3 out. And we'll be right back. Okay, got the 3 bolts out. Take our cover off. Yeah, you can see that. Wow. Look at that belt. Just flapping around. I have no idea what happened or anything. Alright, now we're going to lower our engine to get our bottom cover off. So let's lower it down. That thing dropped way down there. Alright, we're up under here, and I'm looking, and I see one right there, one right there, one right there, and one up there. So, got our same setup. Let's get up under here. Number two is right about there. So can I use my... I ain't gonna be able to use the deep on that one. So let's get number 2 over here. Okay. Let's take this one out. Okay. And I could have sworn I felt one up here. I did. There it is. 3 is right there. Ugh, dang it. Let's try a 1/4" drive. Be right back. Alright, I got me an 8mm 1/4" drive deep socket. And yep, I'm on it. So let's get our 1/4" drive ratchet. There we go. Alright, let's take that one out and let's see where's our other one at. The other one is right over here. Oops. And I'm pretty sure we can use our same setup over here. That's close. I got it though. I'm just setting it up. And these bolts aren't that, once you get them loose, you can probably do them by hand. So, got that out. Now let's see if I can screw this by hand. Oh yeah. Okay. You see, I got that by hand. Put that down, and now we'll go up here and get the other one by the rest of my hand also. This one ain't gonna be too easy. Man, get your hands up like this, bro. You gotta take a rest once in a while. Finish getting that bolt out of there. All right, yeah, it's almost out. See, did I just drop the socket? There it is. Okay, let's change up hands. There we go. Those are 4 bolts. I got 4 of them. Let's take this cover out of here. Look at that belt. That belt just sheared. My goodness. My goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Alright. Let's get our engine back up on this block, because see, I'm resting right here. I don't want to do that. So, let's just get this. Make sure it's centered. Just jack it up. Just enough to get off of that. Alright, let's pull our belt out. There we go. Snap that belt right in half. All right, we'll be right back.